caregiver caring for someone with dementia and you feel like you're doing the same thing day after day, and you feel like every day you wake up and it's like, okay, what are we going to do today? What can I do today to make today meaningful, engaging, and make your person feel full of purpose? Well, if you feel the weight of caregiving and you're looking for fresh ways to connect with your loved one, let me tell you about this great experience that I had today at an assisted living. I met with an activity director, and she was telling me about some of the things that she does with people in her memory care unit. And I think these are some great ideas that I've not thought of myself. So I'd like to share those with you now. So the first one that she brought up was sensory boxes. These sensory boxes are made with things like sandpaper and stones and fluffy feathers or cotton balls. She said she's used marshmallows. And she thinks of these sensory boxes as like little treasure chests to help her with engaging her residents. They will feel the object, she'll see them smile, or she'll see them withdraw from the box, like pull their hand away, like she did grapes and some gooey material. And she said, not everybody has the ability to be able to talk, but can use their nonverbal cues when she's engaging with them. So if your person's able to still speak, you can ask them, what do you think that feels like? Or what do you think that is? And then pull what's out of the box and show your person what it actually was. But it will help you engage with them so that they can start speaking with you about something else. And you can watch their reactions and their smiles and share with each other what you think that it feels like inside of this sensory box. The second thing that she brought up was a themed movie night. She said she'll often set up an area and she'll make it look like a drive-in theater or the movie theater. And she'll pick out old movies from their past that they can relate with and that they might remember. And she'll have snacks like big bowls of buttered popcorn, and she'll make sure she makes the popcorn in the area so that smell is permeating throughout the room just like it would be at a movie theater. And then she sets up some comfy blankets and has the snacks and drinks, and everybody kind of sits around. So you could do the same thing by recreating that environment in your living room. You might have a fun musical, and you might notice that your person is, really into that music or tapping their feet or smiling or humming. And again, engaging your person in conversation if they're able. And if they're not, you can say what you noticed about that movie. I know a lot of those older movies I've never seen before. So talking about how that made you feel with your person. The third thing that she mentioned was using tactile art. So she said what she likes to do is art with texture. So she likes to put out a bunch of things that have good feels, sort of like the sensory box. She will put sandpaper, she'll gather fabric straps, she'll do textured paper. You can buy that at Joann's, really super simple paper that's got like for scrapbooking. She'll use pebbles and stones and seeds. Got to be careful with those so your person's not eating them. And then she will put out paper that is already sticky so the person doesn't have to utilize glue. So if you don't want to make a mess, you just get tacky paper, and then your person can stick the objects to the paper and you've got some art. So it keeps their hands busy by engaging them that way. If you have something that has a smell, you're going to engage their olfactory senses when you have something like that. And then at the end, you've got a piece of art that you can display for them in their room. They can also go by and touch it. So you're creating a moment for them to engage with you. And you can ask things like, what does that feel like? Or focus on their choices. If they're putting together something and all the materials on their page are soft, well, then you know that that's something that they enjoy, and then you can utilize that later, like with a soft blanket. However, if it's scratchy and all their stuff is scratchy, maybe that's a personality preference. She then talked about music reminiscing. Music can be so powerful and it can connect people. Even if your person is wheelchair bound and they're not able to get up and dance with you, you can create moments of joy with them by you dancing. So sometimes, if I've got a lot of anxiety and buildup, I will get up and I will move my body around to some really powerful music. I have a playlist on my iPhone. So I will play that and I'll get up and I'll move around and I'll get myself back in a way. And then I'll go back to the task that I'm doing. The same is true with you and your person. You can put together a music playlist and observe how your loved one reacts. Are they smiling at you? Are they tapping their fingers? Are they moving about and humming the words, or are they saying the words? Music is on a different side area in our brain than where we speak from. So even though your person may be nonverbal because they might have had a stroke, they might be able to actually sing the words. This actually happened with my grandmother when she had her stroke. She had a hard time communicating with us because of her aphasia, but she was able to sing the words to Elvis Presley or Willie Nelson. And it was amazing because it allowed my family to connect with her in a way that was meaningful and gave her purpose. This next one is really super cool. So she said what she liked to do was take nature sounds and visuals. So she would go onto YouTube and download different types of birds: blue jays, robins, cardinals. And then as the sound came up, she would hold up the picture. So for a bird watcher, that may bring back a memory, some really good memories from their past. For somebody who likes to visit the ocean, having ocean sounds or seagulls in the background and showing a picture of the ocean might be a way to connect to your person's past that hadn't been touched in a moment. So those soothing sounds like ocean waves or birds singing or waterfalls and showing the images encourages you to engage with your person at a level that's a little bit more relaxing. So maybe doing this at bedtime and kind of winding down, especially if your person's time to ramp up is right before bed, sitting down with them and doing this activity might create a sense of calm. This last activity, I think is my favorite. And it's my favorite because I love to travel. So she said what she does is she goes into different websites and she finds virtual travel experiences, and they are online and they're free. And she will put up on the big screen museums like the Louvre. She'll show Paris. And when she did Amsterdam, she had a whole table full of tulips for the residents that were in her care. And she would say things like, look at those beautiful flowers. Look at how beautiful they are. And the flowers were right in front of them. And when she did Paris, she, gave little berets and they got to visually go see Paris and the Eiffel Tower and the Seine River. I mean, she really brought a sense of where they were virtually traveling to them. And again, sometimes your person might not be verbal, but if they are, you can say, how did you feel about that? Or is that a place where you'd like to go? And create those moments. And again, this isn't your normal type of activity where you might be painting by number or coloring in coloring books or something like that. It's engaging your person and all of their senses, their sights, their smells, their touch, their words, if they're able to. If you have any questions or you want to share your own activities that you've done with your loved one, drop them in the comments below, because sometimes when we're burned out, we're fatigued, we're tired of doing the same old thing over and over again, somebody else's activities might work with our loved one. So drop it in the comments below, and I'll make sure to drop in the comments below those virtual tours that we talked about so that you can go someplace with your loved one as well. I'll see you next time.